Hey there, fifth graders. We are going to be doing Where the Red Fern Grows, Chapter 16, Comprehension Questions. It is a two-pager, so you're going to flip the page for this one. I didn't forget today, so you're not getting lucky and getting out of it, but I might cross a couple of them off. Just some that are hard to read since we're not together for me to help a little bit more. So there's a couple that I might cross off. We are going to do chapters. Listen to me, read it as many times as you need to. You don't need to just follow with me as I go because I'm not going to be taking enough time for you to get the work done, and you might need to listen to me read it like 12 times. Okay. Anyway, let's get a move on so you're not stuck here all day listening to me. Number 1. Why did Grandpa ride in his buggy to a hunting spot? So why did Grandpa ride in his buggy to a hunting spot? Why did they move to a hunting spot? A. Grandpa wanted to move away from the territory that already been hunted. B. Grandpa wanted to keep the number of coons they caught secret from the other contestants. Did they ever talk about keeping it secret? C. Grandpa wanted to hunt by the river bottoms. So why did they specifically move further away? Okay. Number 2. Why did the group lose sight of Little Ann and Old Dan? A. The dogs crossed the river. B. The dogs were running too fast to keep up with them. C. The group had to stop and look for Grandpa's glasses. Or D. The dogs went down a steep ledge which the humans were unable to go down. It's not that one. Okay. 3. The .410 gauge pistol that Papa carried was used for, why did they have that gun? A. Shooting large game. So like shooting a mountain lion. Is that why they said they needed it? B. Scaring the coons. Remember, I'm going to give you a hint on this one. It's probably going to give you the answer. Papa said that the gun they had is not enough to kill. See, killing the coons. Think to my hint. I basically just gave you the answer. Okay? 4. Sorry. 4. Why did Billy and his papa build a large fire? So why did they build a fire during the hunting? A. To cook a snack. Did they stop in the middle of hunting and go, I'm a little hungry. Let's have a snack. B. To dry off Grandpa's clothes. Did he happen to fall in a river? C. To smoke the coon down from a tree. Is that what you do? Do you use the smoke from a fire to get the coon down from the tree? And I can hear one of your voice going, no, right now. The one that's super into hunting. Not to name names. And D. To signal the other hunters that they needed help. Did they need help in this chapter? 5. The judge, Papa, and Billy kept laughing because they couldn't control themselves. Because A. Grandpa looked funny falling out of a tree. Did Grandpa fall out of a tree? B. Grandpa looked funny in his steaming long underwear. So think, he was wet and he was standing next to a fire and they just couldn't stop giggling. C. Grandpa looked funny tripping and sliding down a steep bank. D. Grandpa looked funny wearing his shoes on the wrong feet. So why were they laughing? The main reason. 6. The coon had tricked Little Ann and Old Dan by, how did the coon trick them? A. Swimming upstream. B. Hiding in a dugout. C. Jumping from the fence into the tree. Or D. Hiding in a burrow. And I had talked about this when we read this chapter. I had paused and kind of explained what was going on, so I hope that you remember and can get this one. 7. The hounds caught blank coons during the elimination round. How many coons did they catch? 1, 2, 3, or 4? We had talked about that also. It was enough to keep them in the competition. 8. Little Ann and Old Dan chased the coon A. Up the mountains, B. Right through camp, C. Down the river bottoms, or D. Out into an open field. My hint for you, it's not C. That's my hint. It's not C. 9. This is crooked. I'm trying to make sure it looks good. 9. Billy and his dogs would be competing between blank other teams in the final round of the competition. So how many other teams are they competing against? That's a tricky one. And 10, what surprised the judges at the end of chapter 16? So what was the surprise? A, little Anne was doctoring old Dan's cut ears. B, the dogs had killed the coon in the river. C, the dogs had trapped the first coon in less than 30 minutes. D, even though the coons were small, they were extremely strong. We had stopped and talked about this too, especially at the end of me reading that chapter, because it is kind of a big event that happened, and kind of it's a huge part of the story in general, how much these dogs love each other, and they love Billy. That's my hint for that one. When you're done with that page, flip to the next one. It has a lovely picture of all of them hunting. Okay. You are going to skip number 11 because it's just a little bit hard for me to explain over the video. So we're going to skip number 11. And we're going to do number 12. The judge says, well, have you ever seen that? Look over there. Old Dan was standing perfectly still with eyes closed and head hanging down. Little Anne was licking his cut and bleeding ears. She always does that, I said. This passage implies, so what does it, you've been working on inferences. What can you infer from that? A, little Anne was acting like a mother. B, Dan was hurting too severely to continue hunting. Does that show that he was hurting so badly he can't continue? C, licking wounds helps them heal. I mean, they're licking them, but is that really what they're talking about here? Okay? It's more focused on how she's taking care of him. And D, old Dan and little Anne have a unique relationship together. Based on this story and what we know about old Dan and little Anne, do you think that's true? Do you think they have this unique bond? And we've heard it a couple times where people are going, look at those dogs. Can you believe those dogs? So do they have that unique bond together? Go with what you think is best for this one, based on what we know. 13. The conflict in this chapter is mostly the result of which event? What's their biggest conflict or problem? What caused it? A, Grandpa and Billy wishing to win the coon hunt championship. Is that going to cause the biggest problem? B, Papa wanting to win the money the hunters collected. Is that the biggest problem? C, the judge being unfair. Is the judge unfair? D, Grandpa being too old for the coon hunt. So which one of those is our biggest conflict? Or the conflict in this chapter is a result of which one of these? Sorry, I read that a little bit wrong there. And this last one, 14, which statement is an opinion, not a fact? It's an opinion. And remember, opinion would be like me saying, strawberry is the best ice cream in the world. Now, you might not believe that, but I believe that. Okay, so it's an opinion, not a fact. A, we followed along, stopping now and then to listen. Is that an opinion? B, tension began to build in the camp. Is that an opinion? C, I jumped and grabbed his arm. Is that a fact or an opinion? Looking for the opinion. D, I spied the coon in the topmost branches. So which one of those is a thought? Which one can we go, well, maybe not everyone feels that way. Okay? So it's not something that actually happened. It's usually a belief or thought someone has. So which one of those is an opinion? I hope that you all get that one because we've been doing pretty well on the fact and opinion ones. That is all that you need to do for Where the Red Fern Grows today. Chapter 17 is what we'll be listening to soon, and chapter 17 and 18 have a comprehension sheet together. So you'll listen to 2 chapters coming up and then do the comprehension sheet. If you have any questions on this, call into my Google Hangouts or email or message me and I can help you out with it. I know this book fairly well, and I also have the answer key. So keep up the fantastic work and let me know if you need me. Bye.